All right, let's take a look at the LinkedIn homepage. When you go to www.linkedin.com, you'll be greeted on this page that is the login or sign up page. And this looks very familiar if you've used any other social network out there now. Depending on what browser you're using, I'm using Firefox right now, you will see a different homepage section right here. All this information will be the same, but I noticed that on older browsers, you'll actually see like a Polaroid photo section here instead of just like a 6-box section. Doesn't really make a difference. I just want to let you know that you might see that instead of just this section here. But all this other stuff you will see will be the same. So if you already have a LinkedIn profile, you'll actually be able to log in by using your email address and your password. So unlike Twitter, where you create a username for LinkedIn and you use your real name, and you'd have to tie it to an email address in case you ever forget your password and you get updates through your email through having an email address tied through it. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account, you can create one here. And this looks very similar to how Facebook has theirs set up. And below here, you'll see a bunch of other links that talks about what LinkedIn has to offer for mobile use, for developers, for publishers, talent solutions, careers, advertising, and such. You can also find a colleague on LinkedIn, because there is a public version of LinkedIn where you have if you set your public privacy settings to allow for people to see your page without having to be logged in. And we'll go over that in more use here. But first, we're going to actually create a profile. I'm going to create a dummy profile here. So I already have a LinkedIn account, and I will show you that once we actually get into it. But to give you an idea of how the login and the account creation process works, we're going to create a dummy account right here. So like I said, I already have one, so I'm going to create a dummy account, and we're going to put in some information so that we can create our account. So I am putting in a fake name and an email address that I use a good bit so that I can go through the whole process. So I'm going to join here, and before joining, you can click on user agreement and the privacy policy and the cookie policy. Cookie, not the delicious kind that you can eat, but meaning what information is stored locally on your machine and what information that they use. You've seen this probably with Facebook and Twitter and other social networks, that they have a policy for how they use kernel bits of information. Highly suggest you read the user agreement and the privacy policy. They will not sell your information off to third-party companies, though they will use your information to send you relevant ads. And yes, you will have advertisements through LinkedIn. And the user agreement also shows that you're not creating dummy accounts, which we're going to do for this purpose, but we're going to delete it afterwards. So I'm going to give a professional name, a real name, an email address. I'm going to join. So as I join, it's going to walk me through a process that is very multi-step, and unlike other social media networking sites, LinkedIn takes the most time to create a profile because you're technically creating a living resume. And with your resume, you want to make sure that it is the most current, up-to-date information as possible, and LinkedIn constantly actually asks you to reevaluate your profile to make sure that everything is up to date. So this first portion here is about country. I am going to put in zip code. I can say that I'm currently employed, that I'm a job seeker, or I'm a student. And this is very important because this will help denote what type of information will be sent to you as well. If you are a job seeker and a student, you might get more information pertaining to jobs. If you are already employed, you might get less of those. I'm going to put that I am self-employed and that I work in arts and crafts. So again, it really does not matter. You're going to see a lot of the same information. Doesn't matter what industry. It'll let you build a base profile out, and you can build upon that once you're done. So you can see the required fields. They're denoted here with a red asterisk, and this is what this section is actually telling you what it will do. So it'll build You'll help showcase your skills and experience, and actually help find other people that you might be wanting to connect with. So we're going to create my profile. And job title, yes. If you don't put in an information, it will come up with a little error. So we're going to create profile. I have an email address that it wants to connect with me, so I'm going to continue. And it would like to go through my email address and find my contacts, so that if I am connected, if there's anyone that I already speak to on my email client, either be Google, Yahoo, or whatever, it can actually scrub through my email contacts and say, hey, you might know this person, you might want to connect with them. Unlike Facebook or Twitter or other public social media networking sites, you can't just randomly become connected with someone on LinkedIn. So you've heard the terms becoming friends on Facebook and start following someone on Twitter. The vernacular for LinkedIn is being connected with someone on LinkedIn. So you can allow LinkedIn to scrub your email account and find any relevant email addresses of people that you've talked to that you can connect with, or you could just cancel it. So the reason that you might want to do that as a physician is it's a quick way, if you are already talking to a lot of other professionals, it's a quick way to find them online on LinkedIn and connect with them in a more meaningful way. But you don't have to do that. That's something that you can do on your own time, and once you feel comfortable with how it's set up, and or you could let it connect with them automatically. So I'm going to cancel because I don't use this email account for pretty much anything except for development purposes. But it would say that we're unable to connect your email contacts. Maybe you want to try again later. Just like Facebook, it wants you to be connected with as many people as possible. So the idea is that a better network of people that you're connected with, more resources, more information is being shared out. So you can continue, and it'll take you back to scrub your email, or you can click skip this step, and you can just skip this whole portion entirely. As you can see, we're on step 2 of 8, so it is a pretty lengthy process. We're going to skip this. And it says, are you sure you want to skip this right now? And we're going to say yes, skip. So now it's going to want to confirm my account, and we're going to go and do that, and then we're going to come back and I'll go you through the rest of the setup process.